Okay, very good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well on this lovely Thursday morning, and welcome to this week's virtual knowledge session on the Ibiza Tourist Board. So you've got myself today, Vanessa, and then we've also got the lovely Gareth in the background doing all the tech side of this, helping me out. And then we've also got Michaela, who's joined us today as well in the background. Michaela is our new events and activities manager. So she's joined us this morning to see a little bit about what virtual knowledge is about. And then also joining us today, we've got a busy one this morning. We've got the lovely Carmen from the Ibiza Tourist Board. Buenos dias, Carmen.
Buenos dias. Hi, everybody.
How are you today?
Fine, thanks. I'm getting ready to go to WTM tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. So you'll be over this side of the waters, flying over?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I hope you have a great time. And for anyone else going, have a fantastic time. So like I said, welcome to this week's session on Ibiza. What a great session to have. I know it's a little bit wet and raining out there, a bit cold. So great to just warm ourselves up and think of what next summer could be like. So a little bit of a quick update on Jet2. Like I said, it's a bit wet and windy out there this morning. So I'm sure many customers, they're wanting to get away on holiday. So we have extended our late sale. So for November, right the way through till March now, you can save up to £50 per person on those late deals. There's so much opportunity to get those winter sun deals in, or even those Christmas market city breaks. So make sure you are shouting about them over the weekend. Get them on your socials and in your windows, because there's plenty of opportunity. And then from that booking, you can then ask, what are the plans for next summer? So follow up with that summer sale and that summer holiday. So Carmen's on today going to tell you all things about Ibiza. So when they're booking that winter holiday, why not ask them, are they going to go to Ibiza next summer for the holiday? Because you'll know so much information on there from today. Any questions that you have got during today's session, do just pop them in the chat box. We'll answer them as we're going along if it's anything Jet2 related, or Carmen will give you a few questions at the end to answer as well. So do make sure you are using the chat box and put any questions in there that you may have this morning. And then once Carmen's done her wonderful presentation, we'll have that all-important quiz to win the Jet2holidays goodie bag and see what you've learned about Ibiza today. So that's a little bit of an update from me. Carmen, I'm going to hand it over to yourself now if you want to tell us all about Ibiza and what that fantastic island has to offer.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if I will be able in this presentation to explain all that what Ibiza has to offer, but I'll do my best. I want to share, this is a very quick presentation. Don't worry, it won't be too boring, I hope. And I will share my screen now. I wanted to explain you that Ibiza is a very popular destination everywhere in the world, but it's an undiscovered gem because there are so many things to do on the island, and people normally think, oh, I have a family, I'm not going to Ibiza, or because they think that's only, probably they don't know exactly how the island is. So what I wanted to explain you here are these things that maybe nobody knows about Ibiza, or a few knows, and that makes the difference, because probably that's the image of what people think of Ibiza. So this is Ibiza, of course, and this is also Ibiza, but there are many other things that are Ibiza, and that's what we try always from the tourist board to promote and to show you, because Ibiza is much more than this. So this is just to show you how the island is. It's a very small island. It's like 40 kilometers from one side to the other, and 15 from Ibiza to San Antonio. So it's easy to move. What we say, it's a human-sized island, so you can easily move to one side to the other one. It's not like when you are in big spaces or big other islands or whatever, that is so difficult that you only stay in your area. I mean, what we want to say is that you can easily move to one side to the other one. So you don't need, you can see. That's another one, is the same map, but I wanted to show you how the different areas, these are the different areas where Jet2holidays have hotels. So as you can see, there are in many different areas of the island. So for example, we are talking about Playa de Embosa in the south, or San Antonio in the west, As you can see, I have put these two people dancing because they are like clubbing destinations. It's where the clubs are or the bars. So young people normally go to these two areas. But to the rest of the areas like Port de San Miguel, Portinach in the north, Estigueral, Escana, Santa Eulalia, all these areas, they are really quiet areas where the families normally go. So anyway, it's easy to move because, for example, if you are in Santa Eulalia and you're staying there in a very relaxed way and you decide to go to Playa de Embosa one night, for example, it's just about, from Santa Eulalia to Ibiza, it's about 14, 15 kilometers. So, I mean, it's just like a 20 minutes with a car. So you can easily go there, have fun that night and go back to your relaxed way of life. Or in the other way, maybe you are staying in Playa de Embosa because you want to have fun every day, but you decide to, I don't know, to rent a car and go to visit the beaches of the north. It would take you like 35 minutes max top to see all the beaches. So it's you can easily move from one side to the other side. But my advice is that if you have families, you should send them to Santa Eulalia, Escana, Estigueral, Portinach, Port de San Miguel. So, I mean, in the Santa Eulalia area, because it's where the probably will be more comfortable. But anyway, as I told you, it's easy to move and to go to another part of the island. These are, I wanted to show some of our beaches and that they are really popular. This is in the southwest, is Cala d'Or, with this is another one, that is Cala Nova, that is near Escana, for example. So this is probably also we are very popular for the beaches and we are proud of that. But what I like to show you, it's also our heritage. For example, I'm starting with the heritage. Next year, oh my God, the slides are going without touching them. I don't know why. Okay, we are World Heritage by UNESCO. That is the Old Town d'Alvila, and it was World Heritage from 1999. So next year it will be our 25th anniversary of this this declaration by UNESCO. This is, as you can see, the Renaissance walls, and in the downtown you can see they are full of bars, restaurants. So there are no clubs, but it's like you can go there, enjoy the evening, the sunset, and stay there and have a nice time with the family or with your friends, because so it's like lively. I mean, it's not like an old town that has no life. We have 4 elements that are World Heritage by UNESCO. 4. That's the first one, D'Alvila, the old town. The second one is this. This is the first settlement, the first city we had in Ibiza. It's called Sa Caleta, and it's not far from the actual Ibiza town. And now we are building an interpretation center. And so people can visit not only to see the settlement, but also to understand how the city or how the life was by the Phoenicians. The third element that is World Heritage is the necropolis. It's in the old town, near the old town of Ibiza, and it's where the Phoenicians buried. There were even people that was coming to the island just to be buried after the death. And this is the third element that is World Heritage. So you can pay a visit. It's nice or interesting to go. As you can see, you can go where the people were buried. I mean, there's a museum, but it's also interesting when you go with families to go there. It's like an Indiana Jones thing. And the fourth element that is World Heritage by UNESCO is the Posidonia oceanica meadows. These plants that are under the water, but they are not seaweeds, they are plants. What is important for us is that when you come to Ibiza, you will see that our beaches are really clean. The sea is really transparent, the waters, and this is because of the Posidonia oceanica. This plant under the sea, it's how do you say in English? It liberates oxygen to the atmosphere. So it's 1 square meter of Posidonia oceanica gives more oxygen to the ambience than 1 square meter of forest, for example. So that's why all the divers, you can see here, there's one diver at the top of the photo. When they come to Ibiza to dive, they see very good the plants, the animals, because the waters are so transparent. So these are the 4 elements that are World Heritage by UNESCO, and that will next year will have the 25th anniversary. So I was talking about diving. Now, for example, it's a really good time to dive in, because after all the summer, the water is really cold, is not cold. So it's a good time to do diving. But there are many other possibilities of outdoors activities. This is, for example, kayaking. This is a very popular activity on the island. You can rent a kayak and do on your own or with a group to do some sports. And another possibility, if you don't want to do anything else, that just relax, you can, instead of renting a kayak, you can rent a big boat. That's another possibility. Or there are also many outdoor activities that can be done during this period, because, for example, maybe if you come in July and August, it's a bit difficult to do a bicycle tour. I mean, well, if you do an electric one, it's okay, but if not, it's much better to come to the island maybe in April, in May, now in October, because you have really good weather. I mean, you have, I don't know, 21 degrees Celsius. So it's a really great temperature. You can enjoy to do outdoors activities. So this is, for example, one possibility, to rent a bike and to do some tour. Or you can also, for example, this is a photo of trekking. This area is not far from, it's in the south of the island. It's near the airport, but it's also near Playa de Embosa. It's a natural park. It's called Ses Salines, because all you can see here, there are flats where we put water from the sea, and then the sun dries them. So that's a very typical thing to buy if you come to Ibiza, is to buy salt from Ibiza. That is salt from the sea. So all you can see here are sea flats where we prepare the salt. I mean, it's not prepare the word, but so there's a possibility to do trekking here, but also how to see, it depends on the time of the year. Now you will see little mountains of salt, because it's all the salt that they are picking from these places. And another possibility to enjoy the island, it's, for example, it's getting more and more popular to do this kind of activities like yoga, detox, rebirthing, Tai Chi. So these are an opportunity to enjoy the island from another point of view. This is, for example, in a rooftop of a hotel. You can do some yoga, or in the beach. So there are many opportunities to enjoy the island and to do activities regarding not only the body, but also your mind. If you want, this is another opportunity. I'm just giving you ideas of what to do on the island when you are on the island and you say, I want to know something. For example, there are companies that can show you all the different beaches or areas in the north, with, for example, with some jeeps. I mean, there are many opportunities so you can enjoy the island and move around. I wanted to go back to a bit to our heritage. This is a very typical image that you would see as you move from the hotel, because every single village of the island has a church, a whitewashed church. It's very like, you know, the Mediterranean, and if you pay attention, they all look similar, but they are all different. All the churches are a bit different one to the other. So this is an opportunity to know also our heritage, visiting our small villages. And as you can see, but you see, everyone is different. And they were, as you can see, they seem more a fortress than a church, because they used to be, when they built the churches, they were also to assist to the Holy Mass, of course, but they were also built to protect the population. So the population, when the pirates arrived from Africa, the population used to hide in these churches that, as you can see, they are like fortress. This one is in San Jordi, for example. The other one was in Santa Eulalia. So you can enjoy many different churches on the island. And now I wanted to mention some top things that you have to do if you come to the island, because you have to visit our hippie market. That's a must on the island. There are a couple of, there are like a lot of hippie markets, but the two biggest ones are Las Dalias and Punta Arabi. Both of them are in the north of the island, and they are not far away from Escana. Escana, Esquiral, the area that I mentioned you that it was for families. So these are the hippie markets that take place every day. I mean, for example, Las Dalias is every Saturday during the whole year, and then sometimes during the winter also Sunday, and during the summer is always also Monday and Tuesday nights. So you can visit in different times. And the one in Punta Arabis every Wednesday. That one is just in Escana. So this is a must that every tourist that comes to the island, they always pay a visit to a hippie market, that's for sure. And another must is to see and enjoy a sunset. The sunsets that are more popular on the island, it depends whether you are searching. But for example, if you are young and you want to enjoy music and company, you should go to San Antonio, because San Antonio, you have Café del Mar, Mambo, these are all these bars that have this chill out music, and you can enjoy the sunset with many other people. But if you prefer a more relaxed way to enjoy the sunset, you can go to the beaches in the west side, like Calador or Calaconte, so you can enjoy it with the family. So this is a must, as the hippie markets and the sunset is the two things that everybody that comes to the island has to, not to let's say visit, but enjoy, I mean, to experiment, okay? And oh my God, it's time for food. I'm a bit hungry this morning because I didn't have breakfast. So I wanted to share with you some of the dishes. We have a lot of dishes, traditional dishes. I'm starting in the left side. For example, this is arroz de matanzas. This is rice with pork meat and with mushrooms, a special mushroom that you find on the island. And the other one is that every time that you go to a restaurant, you will have the alioli. This is this mayonnaise with garlic and the olives and this bread. This is very typical in every restaurant. When you arrive, they give you this. The third photo is some bouillie de pêche. This is a traditional fish cooked with potatoes and saffron. That's why it's so yellow. And on the right, it's ensalada paisa. It's a salad made with peppers, onions, and this bread. This farmer's bread when it's dry. Bueno, here you have sobrasadas. Sobrasadas, it's like to eat it with bread. This is made with the pig, because you know the Ibiza, it was a farmer's economy before the tourism arrived. So every family used to have their own olives. They used to make their own bread, their own pigs. So they had this own sobrasadas. So that's why there's a lot of pig, for example, in the typical dishes, because it was the tradition. I mean, if someone in the family used to be a fisherman or knew someone, you could eat fish. But I mean, it was like an economy of survival. I mean, it was a farmer's economy until tourism arrived. And I wanted, there are two really good desserts. This is orelletes. Orelletes is this one that is in the middle. That is, orelletes, it means little ears because it's half the shape of an ear. And it's with sugar, eggs, so it's yummy, it's good. And on the right side, you will see a cake. This is a very special cheesecake from the island. It's called flao, F-L-A-O, flao. And it's really difficult because it's a cheesecake, but it has a lot of mint inside. So it's not made with cream cheese, but it's made with goat and sheep cheese. So it tastes different. It's not like the traditional cheesecake that you can eat somewhere else. So this, for example, this flao, you can find it in all, well, not in all, but in most of the restaurants of the island, they have flao. And instead the orelletas, you can buy it in any bakery. I mean, these are the two more traditional desserts of the island, okay? And that's a bit, I wanted to show you that all the different dishes and the possibilities that you have. And I think that a way to know a destination is to know how people eat. And now I wanted to, as I mentioned you before, it's a nice time to come to the island off season, let's say, or not in July and August. For example, this is the medieval fair that it takes place the second weekend of May. So it's an opportunity to visit the old town. There's a lot of shows, people selling things, everybody's dressed like in medieval times. So it's an opportunity to visit the island off season. I wanted just to mention 2 or 3 of these kind of events, but there are plenty of them. I mean, that's another one. That's the Ibiza Pride. It's in this case, it's at the beginning of June, and it's a very popular event. Not only this parade, but they organize conferences and small shows and talks. And it's an opportunity to know a different island. And for example, this is the Ibiza Light Festival. There's a festival that is organized now at the end of October. It has been organized. So it's a show with all the old town. It's with a lot of shows regarding light. So as you can see, you have many shows, opportunities to visit the island and to see it from another point of view. I mean, not just clubbing and beach, that is okay, but there are many other things that you can have. Or, for example, if you want a really good show, you can come to the island to have a wedding. This is becoming year after year a more popular destination for European, I mean, also for Spain, coming from mainland, but also for Europeans that come to the island, and maybe the family has to arrive from different parts of Europe, and so they decide to organize a wedding in Ibiza. And as you can see, it's such, I mean, you can organize it in a church, but you can organize it in some special places like this one, for example, near the sea. So this is an opportunity also to celebrate something in Ibiza. I mean, but as you can see, this is an event for families, let's say, but there are also a lot of trips. I don't know how to say in English, but it's before the marriage that you go with the bride or the groom with your friends to have a party. So you can come to the island to have the party before the wedding, during the wedding, or for the honeymoon. I mean, we'll have for everybody. And now I wanted to, I'm just nearly finishing. I mean, now I just wanted to give you just a quick information about the island, that there are many hotels, more than 500 hotels and sub-catering. We have a lot of 5-star hotels, sorry, because 30, 40 years ago, 20 years ago even, we didn't have really, I mean, we had 2 and 3-star hotels, and that's good, but we didn't have a good offer with 4 or 5 stars. But this has changed in the last 15 years, something like that. So now we have 22 hotels with 5 stars. And another popular accommodations are the villas. So we have nearly 2,500 villas. So in total on the island, there are 100,000 beds. That's quite a lot. So we don't pretend to have it all full during the whole year, but we think that it's important that people know that Ibiza is open the whole year round, and that it's interesting to come to the island in July and August, of course, but also in April, also in October, that you have really good weather if you compare it with the weather that normally in Europe you have. And you have many options, things to do. Go to the beach, of course, but you can visit the old town, as I mentioned. You can enjoy a really good meal near the sea. You can do some kayaking. You can do some yoga. I mean, there are many activities that you can do on the island and enjoy it very well. So that's it. That's my presentation. I hope to see you in Ibiza, you or your clients. And that's it. If you have any questions, you are free to ask me. I hope they're easy in that case. But okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Wow. I mean, I was in Ibiza in May myself, and seeing the medieval festival, I didn't get to see many of the shows themselves, but just walking up to the top and just seeing the streets decorated, it's fantastic. So if your customers are going to yourself, I would 100% the same recommend getting to the Old Town for the medieval festival, because it was really lovely to experience back in May. I really enjoyed that. It was one of the highlights of my trip. And we don't seem to have any questions. I think you've covered so much this morning, so I'm going to ask you something instead. So what, out of everything, obviously you've gone through so much this morning, what's the number one thing that you would recommend that somebody should do when they're in Ibiza?
If I have to, I mean, oh my gosh, just one.
Just one.
Oh my God. I mean, if a part of enjoying the beach or whatever, I think that if the Old Town needs a visit, because you see, you can choose, if you go, for example, in the morning, you can enjoy it with your family. But also if you go for the sunset about 8, 9, you can also enjoy it walking. It's you can see there's life, you can eat an ice cream, you can have dinner if you want, you can do what, I mean, I think there are really nice boutique, shops that are really nice. And there's also a hippie market there, a small one, but it's okay. So I think Dal Villa, the old town, should be one visit during the day or when it's the sunset for dinner. I mean, yeah, I think it's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. And like Carmen said, over 100,000 beds are available. So there is so much opportunity to book your customers, if they haven't been to Ibiza before, for them to experience it themselves. We've got so much. There's something there for everybody, whether they want the party or they want the 5-star luxury or something in between. We really do have something for everybody there. So hopefully after this presentation this morning, you can get away, pop it on your socials and in your windows and get shouting how fantastic Ibiza is. So thank you so much to everybody for joining this morning, and Carmen for presenting such a fantastic morning. We've really enjoyed it. So thank you everybody for joining, and we hope you all have a lovely day. So what we'll do now then, we're going to move on